Greetings, every pony. This is Phoenix Accolade coming to you with another CLOPFIC reading. This is about me and my mare friend Inferno. Yeah, finally got around to doing it, finally, after all these, I don't know how long it's been. But I am not going to question it, and I'm going to stop talking in third person because this sounds like bullshit, and I'm just going to get to the story. It's called A Night to Remember. Made by me. Yeah, I write my own stories. I'd rather just keep it at that. A Night to Remember. Now let's get this started. I just got back from work one late summer evening. See, after working a long, dead-end job all day, for I don't know how long, of gruesome hours, and maybe even standing out in the blistering heat, but breaking my back to make a living, just like everyone else. Yeah, it's the way the world works, and I'm not questioning it. But as soon as I walked in the door, she was waiting for me in the living room. Not even knowing at the time why, she looked at me and just smiled. I could never get over her beautiful smile, even if I tried to. She looked at me and said, "How was work, honey?" And I told her it was hell on earth as usual. And she just gave me a suggestive nod and just walked up to me and said, "Honey, just let me wash all your troubles away," as she started to rub my back. And I just said, "Yeah, go right ahead, honey. Believe me, after the day I had, I needed it." And she just looked at me and chuckled slightly and grinned sheepishly. Oh my, I like where this is going so far. And as she continued her administrations, started feeling better and better. Inferno was never the one to be that good at massage, but yeah, she's gotten good at it over the years. Over years of practice, I've never really doubted her one bit. And just then she looks down at me and says, "Honey, can I?" And I look back at her and I say, "What is it, baby?" She says, "Can we?" And then "Oh, I know what you mean." And I lean back into her, giving her a deep-toned kiss, as she coos and accepts the kiss lovingly and willingly, pressing her tongue into my mouth, letting her tongue explore the confines as our tongues wrestle in a battle of passion. As we break the kiss, a thin strand of saliva still connecting us, as we both blush a deep shade of red as I'm rubbing the back of her mane. She coos sweetly in my arms. Or hooves, damn it. I am kinda skittish on this shit. Let's just say, I am not that experienced, but I still do my best. As she looks in my eyes lovingly, giving me her best bedroom eyes, I just nod and give her a wink, scooping her up in my hooves and carrying her to the bedroom. And the way I open my door is just outrageous. There's no doorknob, so yeah, I just kick it open and throw her on the bed. And after I shut the door, I pounce on top of her, planting kisses down her neck as she moans and coos sweetly. See, not even worried about what the outcome can be. Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, that's a good girl. She just looks up at me, chuckles slightly, and says, "Honey, I want you inside me." And I just nod and give a suggestive grin as I start rubbing her tits as she moans lovingly and passionately. not even worried about who the hell could be around to hear it. Because obviously at the time we didn't really give a shit. So as we slowly went on, about a few more minutes pass of teasing, and I decide, why the hell not? As I line my tip up with her sopping wet mare entrance, thrusting in suggestively as she gives a damn moan of approval as her ears fold back and her tongue lolls out. I think that's how you pronounce it, lolls out or hangs out. Either way, it means the same damn thing. Don't question it. I'm trying to do this right. And she just looks at me lovingly as I keep thrusting deep into her. As I reach my hilting point, as my tip hits the back of her womb, she gives a loud grunt and a loud squeal of ecstasy as she coos and moans and purrs in my hooves, becoming a big mess of love jelly as I slowly start rutting her suggestively as she moans out, "I love you so much, honey." And I look down at her, giving her a kiss on the cheek as I keep pounding away at her, saying, "I love you too, baby," as she just moans and coos as my tip pounds away at her insides. She gets wetter and wetter as we start both staining the bed from high hell. I think, yeah, I'm going to have to do laundry tomorrow. And I don't even care at the moment. I'm lost in too much bliss. As she slowly starts getting closer and closer to her climax. Oh my God, I can tell in her eyes she loves it. And let's see, damn it, I lost my place. Give me a minute. Oh, there it is. Just then I start pounding faster, and she gives out a loud moan of ecstasy and nuzzles into my neck, trying to get as close to my form as possible. Damn, this is getting cute. As I keep thrusting harder, a bit of pre leaking out of my tip as her mare juices soak the bed and getting all over my back hooves and all you can hear in the room is the wet slaps, muffled out by the sounds of our loving moans and pleasuring sounds. I like thinking, oh shit, I hope they can't hear us. Just then, I light up my horn, adding a little magic to the mix as she moans even louder, loud enough for even Celestia herself to hear it all the way in Canterlot. As she just keeps moaning and thrusting, she starts thrusting back up into me, wanting to get as much of me inside of her as possible. Just then I look down at her and say, "Honey, I'm close." She looks back up at me and says, "Me too," as I slowly give a suggestive nod. Like, she looks back up at me and says, "I want it all inside me, baby." And I'm like, oh my. As I just keep pounding away at her insides, I can feel my tip start to flare up as my balls started to twitch. And her mare hood clinches down on my stallion meat as I slowly start getting closer to my climax as well as she is. Just then, her whole body clenches up, tenses, and thrives in ecstasy as we both come in a primal urge of bliss, her screaming out loud in pleasure as I do the same. Afterwards, we're just laying on top of it. I'm laying on top of her, panting out of my mind. She looks up at me and says, "Honey, that was so amazing." As she snuggles into me closer and tries to get as much of my fur up in her grill as possible. Yet I had to use that metaphor. Don't judge me. It just makes it sound hilarious. As we just snuggled up together, we decided to, like, fuck it, get up and just go watch a movie. But first, we gotta take a shower. As I get up off of her and say, after you, my lady, as we both head to the bathroom. I was the first to open the door and hold it open for her like a gentle colt. Like, oh shit. And I fixed the water and I helped her into the shower as I got in with her. I started by lathering some shampoo on my hooves and started from her mane, working into it with the shampoo and rubbing down her back as she cooed and purred sweetly, making all kinds of cute noises as I lathered her up like a wet, steaming hot mess. Like, oh my. As I got her back all lathered up, I rinsed her off. And then I kindly suggested her to roll over. She just nods and says, yes, honey, I will, and just rolls over on her back. So I get some more shampoo on my hooves and start lathering up her chest and hooves as I start working my way down to her lower belly, if you know what I mean. Yeah, as I get around her sensitive spot, washing all the income in general off of her. She kind of moans in pleasure a little bit, enjoying the ministrations from my hooves, working the shampoo all over her body as I start working it into her tail as well. I start toying with her a little bit, because I know she likes it. As she looks up at me and suggests, can you please stop teasing me? You can after we get out of the shower, but I gotta do you first. Oh my. After I rinse her off, she does the same and starts lathering her hooves up with shampoo and starts working from my mane to my back. And after that, she rinsed my back off and I rolled over for her. Oh my. She liked the sight she's seen, I know that, because she blushed furiously with her ears folded back. Her eyes clearly full of nothing but lust. Oh my. This is getting good. As she did the same, lathering her hooves up, rubbing her hooves down my body, and shampooing all the way up, make sure to washing my shaft thoroughly, as I give a few grunts and soft moans in ecstasy as I start to enjoy it as well. That's the one thing she was good at massaging, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Most ladies are good at massaging that one particular spot. And I hope I don't offend anyone by saying that, but it's commonly suggestively hilarious. As she rinsed me off, we took turns drying each other off like a cute couple. As I carried her to the couch, setting her down right beside the place where I was going to sit, and I put on a movie, particularly the romance novel she cared for so much, because she always wanted to snuggle up to me as close as possible every time I put it on. And believe me, it worked again like always. As she snuggled up to me as close and as suggestively as she can, I started feeling warm. As I started rubbing down her belly, she started doing the same to me. As we slowly started to pet each other, kissing each other as the movie played on. We eventually fell asleep in each other's hooves. Aww. And that is the end of A Night to Remember, a Phoenix and Inferno CLOPFIC, written by me. And if you liked it, make sure, and if you think it was pretty good, go ahead, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll see if I can even get back to it. I'm not really sure at the time, because I am really freaking busy all the time, half the time, with my reality and my fiction writing. but I will try my best to keep track of it. I'm sorry that I haven't been around to make much. It's just I have been in several amounts of bullshit. In reality, I even been in a car wreck, which my head still hurts over that, but I still got off my ass and did my best to make another story to entertain. So, this has been Phoenix Accolade and Inferno out.